Originally when we started the Function Gallery, we were going to call it the Function Gallery because a lot of us are from the West End, and the Junction in Toronto is one of the places where graffiti sort of evolved and sort of came from. It's one of those spots in Toronto where it really thrived and blew up, so naturally we wanted to open up our gallery in the Junction. But because the Junction is a little bit more expensive and it's kind of harder to get a good quality spot there, we ended up at Lansdowne somehow. But I think our movement to Lansdowne is kind of the same movement that a lot of people were making towards that neighborhood, because a lot of students are moving in there because the rent is cheap, a lot of art galleries are going in there because it's kind of like the popping new place to be. So I think us ending up there is just kind of, we were just kind of destined to be there along with all the other people who are creating businesses there. And it's such a great neighborhood because you can stand in certain neighborhoods and sit in front of your house or shop or just sit on a bench and say hello to as many people as you want, and people may look at you and not maybe give you the time of day because either the way you dress or the bruises on your face or something else. But in this neighborhood you could literally sit on the street and say hello to everyone, and every single person is going to turn and say hello because they're so happy you're here, because they see the movement. Now they can at least walk the street and have someone say hello to them instead of ignoring everybody on a daily basis. I had to get on the ball as fast as possible because other parts of my life were falling apart, so I had to sort of, take action. And when I took action, all the rest of the people around me saw the action happening, and they said, well, obviously, like, this is something all of us need to be doing.
Right.
And just like any other movement, it can't be done by one person. It's like,
right.
It's like you couldn't have Batman show up everywhere if there wasn't someone to turn on the bat signal, We're originally all, from back in our high school days, we're all traditionally graffiti writers. Sort of like a gang,
right?
But more of like a friendly gang, like, what kind of gang would that be? Like the Scooby-Doo gang, Galleries, the majority of galleries and artists who have their personal studios have a certain type of buyer and a certain crowd or scene that they sort of stick to, and those are the people who purchase their works, and they get out to a certain audience. With street art, everybody's the audience whether you like it or not. If you pass by something and there's colors in your vision, that's still going to go into your brain whether you look at it and recognize it and sort of like, take time to take it in. It's still in your head somehow, so you're still an audience to that. What we're doing is we're just showing that art and whatever that is can also be seen in those other categories as well. The thing with people who do like graffiti and street art, it's like those people really, really, really see the city in a way that nobody else is capable of. Because, for example, someone sees a wall and they see, a brick wall with a few tags on it. Some people may see that wall and see an opportunity to put their name on it in huge letters. Other people may see that wall and see an opportunity to paint a huge, elaborate mural that will, associate with the people from the neighborhood. So there's so many different levels and so many different mindsets. And not only that, but people who have been writing for a long time have been across the entire city, have been in the darkest places of the city, the back alleys, the rooftops, and the people who they've traveled to other cities and seen the exact same thing. So not only do you spend time in one neighborhood and see the comparison between other neighborhoods, but you know exactly why other neighborhoods thrive and why other neighborhoods need certain help. And and another thing that's good about graffiti that's not necessarily good is that the city takes note of neighborhoods that have been so damaged by vandalism that they will go in there to clean them up. So if you really think about it, we're kind of like cockroaches, like the second you have so many cockroaches in your house, you're gonna bring an exterminator and clean the entire house off, and then you can live properly. And then that's when the paintings start going on the wall.